So let's talk a little bit more about the upcoming election. So obviously this May or whatever I made this video where I showed you my official prediction on how the election is gonna go. Basically, the gist of it is that the Independence Party is gonna gain some, but not that much, but the biggest gainer and in the election is going to be the Social Democrats. That Progressive Party is just going to sort of stand in place. The Left Greens are going to lose a few seats, and the Center Party also is just going to sort of barely hang in there. I think Socialist Flokkur Íslands is going to just sort of fall short and not get into parliament. Okay, so it's easy to make a prediction like 2 weeks before the election and be fairly close within the margin of error. So I decided to make this my official prediction in May and just stick with it, and then it'll be fun to see how correct or incorrect I'll be on this. But obviously I want to look into other possibilities, but I'm still sticking with that as my official prediction. Alright. This is definitely going to be a very, very interesting election, because anything apparently will be able to happen. We currently have 8 parties in the parliament, 63 MPs, and 8 parties have members in said parliament. Fucking fly. And we may have a 9th party coming in, because according to some of the polls, the Socialist Party of Iceland might pull through a win big enough that they get into the parliament. That would be astounding. But there's also some chance that neither they, I say it's a pretty big chance, but there's a chance that neither they nor the People's Party will be able to remain in the parliament. And according to some polls, there is even a chance that the Center Party might lose all of their seats. So yeah, we may go from currently 8 parties in the parliament down to 6. So yeah, we could have anywhere between 6 or 9 parties in the parliament. And that could be and that obviously, so yeah, who is going to be in a coalition after the election? I'd say that's an absolutely open season. Anything can happen. The only thing I don't think will happen is that we'll have the current government. About 70% of the members of the Left Green say that they are opposed to further, being longer in a coalition with the Independence Party, which is understandable. It should be noted that while it is often portrayed that the leaders of the party betrayed their own base when forming this coalition, at the time, however, there was a majority support within the Left Green for forming this coalition. So that needs to be noted. However, I think 4 years with the Independence Party is all any socialist party would ever take. So yeah. Now, it wouldn't really surprise me if, like I said, the Center Party is barely hanging on there, might get wiped out completely, but even if they barely hang on, their votes have to go somewhere. And I think a lot of those votes would then go back to the Progressive Party, but I think some of them would also go to the Independence Party, and of course a lot of the one of the reasons why the Independence Party has been sort of underperforming in the last 2 elections is because they lost a lot of their voters to Viðreisn. And if Viðreisn also underperforms, I'm guessing a lot of their voters are just going to go back to the Independence Party. So yeah, the Independence Party may rack up a huge win this time around. Maybe reaching close to 30% of the total votes total. I think when it comes down to the debates, I think the Progressive Party is probably gonna gain some support there, and also just seeing how good but let's just see how good the actual campaign is gonna be. Yeah, so far we're not seeing a lot of campaigning. I've only seen a handful of ads. The Left Greens are already putting out a lot of pop-up ads and stuff, but other than that, the scene is still relatively quiet considering how short it is going to be until the election. It's, but yeah, usually in Iceland you don't see that many ads and stuff until like right before the election. Like everybody just sort of saves their strength until the last moment, because there are a lot of Icelandic voters that are that are just perpetually undecided. Icelandic voters, well, many are very idealistic, but very many are very unidealistic and just go by whatever policy or whatever promise that that a party lets out from them any given time. It is not uncommon for somebody to vote for the left green in one election and then voting for the Independence Party in the next, for example. Like, Icelandic voters know no loyalty whatsoever. So empty pack for all the cigarette butts and normal full pack here for smoking. I leave no trash behind whatsoever. I take everything with me. I want to leave nature as I found it, basically. So yeah, there is an excellent chance that we might see a two-party coalition between the Progressive Party and the Independence Party once more. But I think that's only a possibility if all of these three minor parties, well, soon to be minor party, if all of them get wiped out from Parliament or don't make it in. If some of them do, however, make it in, means there's going to be a smaller total amount of MP seats available, and then we might see the possibility of a left-wing government. I still think it's fairly likely that we might see a left-wing government headed by either Sigurður Ingi or Logi Einarsson, and that would probably be a four-party coalition of the Progressive Party, the Social Democrats, the Pirates, and Left Green. As things stand right now, it's a completely open field. Anything could happen. This is going to be very exciting. Okay. I'm gonna head out further along the shore, see if there's any fish there. See you around. Have a nice day.